Okay, well, this is just a little test video to go over some of the proxies that I've been working on for my cousin Austin's Child of Alara, aka Thanos, the Mad Titan, 100% Marvel Commander deck. This is using the artwork from all of the cards that are included in the Marvel Secret Lair. Anything that is not Marvel themed, I used MTG Card Builder, and I made it Marvel. So a little bit of what I did was I would either grab images from could be from the MCU. It could be from different graphic novels, from or maybe just like the comic book like pages or whatever, and just different art styles. Or I would just use AI if I couldn't find something that I needed. I would just use AI. So I'm gonna just kind of go over by card type, kind of break down each card and kind of showcase what I did, and might even point out a few things that work together. And I even kind of added some flavor text with some of it too. So, yeah, so let's just get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the artifacts, and let's see. I've actually included all 6 of the Infinity Stones in different ways. So, but we're going to go over things a little bit, just kind of slow. So we've got Isochron Scepter. It's going to be the Hydra Soviet Red Book. So that's the book that was used to control the Winter Soldier. And the flavor text is literally the Winter Soldier activation code, right? So this is in Russian, and then he says soldier, and then Bucky says ready to comply. Okay, next we've got Grim Monolith, Catacombs of Ego, the Living Planet. The flavor text here: he may have been your father, boy, but he wasn't your daddy. That's Yondu to Star-Lord. That was really neat. That's pulled from the MCU, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Okay, this is from the Secret Lair. It's Masterwork of Ingenuity. So this is straight artwork from the Secret Lair. Another Secret Lair pull, Sculpting Steel. All of these have Groot in the artwork, so I thought that was really cool. Okay, so this is the special Arcane Signet that you could get as a promo pulled for like every $200 you spent on the Secret Lair to get the Marvel stuff, which you have to go buy now because they sold out really quick. But this is from the Secret Lair. This is from the Secret Lair. Commander's Plate. From the Secret Lair, the Ozolith. It's from the Wolverine one. Soul Ring is from the Iron Man one. And then that's from the Captain America one. So these are all the Secret Lair. Most of these are Secret Lair. Now, here's the 6 Infinity Stones. And these are going to be mana rocks. And so, talking with him, he said he wanted the mana rocks to be the Infinity Stones, which I thought was brilliant. So we're going to go in no particular order. Okay, so we have the Aether, Lion's Eye Diamond. So the flavor text at the bottom, the Reality Stone. Not even you would surrender anything so precious. I didn't know what it was. Then you were more of a fool than I took you for. Thanos to the Collector. That's from the Guardians of the Galaxy, I think. Yeah, that's when Thanos shows up. No, it's from Infinity War. Pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure that's from the Infinity War. So next up, we've got the Soulstone, which is Chrome Mox. And that's pulled from the MCU, I believe. So to ensure that whoever possesses it understands its power, the stone demands a sacrifice. So I thought that was pretty accurate there. Next, we've got Eye of Agamotto. And then the flavor text. Okay, this is for Mana Vault. So the flavor text there is Stonekeeper. Does this chattering animal speak for you? Certainly not. I speak for myself. You're trespassing in this city and on this planet. He means get lost, Squidward. That's straight from Infinity War. That's Ebony Maw, Doctor Strange, and Tony Stark. I thought that was just the perfect line to put in there. So next we've got Mox Amber, which is the scepter. And at the very bottom there it says, you question him, he who put the scepter in your hand, who gave you ancient knowledge, and now purpose when you were cast out, defeated. So I thought that was pretty neat there. That's from... that is from the first Avengers movie. All right, so next up, we've got Mox Diamond, which is the orb. Okay, so the flavor text there says, touch the stone to the planet's surface and zap all planets, animals, Nova Corps, everything will die. All right, next up, the Tesseract, which is going to be Mox Opal. The Tesseract, which in actuality was an object of containment for what we know to be the Space Stone. Wong to Stephen Strange. All right. Now, without that, I mean, with all the stones there, you've got to have the Infinity Gauntlet, right? Well, we got this covered. The One Ring. I thought that was very appropriate. At the very bottom there, flavor text, I could snap my fingers and you'd all cease to exist. Thanos. I thought that was very appropriate. All right, so that's the artifacts. Let's do the enchantments. Okay, so first up here, we've got Song of Creation, Celestial Emergence. So all those big guys there, they're all like celestials, and this is supposed to be, some of the ones that kind of like created the universe and whatnot. So flavor text is kind of long, actually. I'm not going to read it all, but I'll just kind of you can pause it and read it. Okay, that's enough. Okay, I'm going to say this one for last. Okay, so we've got some more Groot ones. We got Abundant Groot. That's from the Secret Lair. This is one of the special, secret cards that apparently this one was very rare to get. Let's see, we've got Unnatural Growth. It's from the Secret Lair. It's from the Wolverine one. Okay, so we've got Bast Blessing. It's Primal Vigor. That's from the Secret Lair, from the Black Panther. Rhythm of the Wild. It's from the Wolverine Secret Lair. In the Trenches, that's from the Captain America Secret Lair. We got Sigarda's Aid, Captain America's Aid. That's from the Captain America Secret Lair. We've got Rite of Passage. That's from the Wolverine Secret Lair. So if it's already in a Secret Lair, I included that one. I'm not changing that at all. And then this one right here, I'm pretty proud of. I kind of pulled this image and I thought this was kind of cool the way I put it together. But we had to put Stan Lee in here somewhere, right? So he's Omniscience, right? Excelsior. And the flavor text was classic. With great power comes great responsibility. You have this great power to cast whatever spell you want. Just be responsible. Anyway, that's cool. All right. So the next, let's go with instance here. Okay, so we've got Shelter. This was one of the ones that I tried to create. Okay. So by the way, if you see this logo there, that was one that I did myself. I had to either pull the image or do an AI version of it or something. So, but some of these will have flavor text, some of them will not. So I thought Shelter was that was appropriate. So next up, we've got Sacrifice. Obviously, this is that moment where Thanos has to sacrifice Gamora to get the Soul Stone. I thought this was very appropriate. All right, so we've got dramatic reversal. We can't have Isochron Scepter without dramatic reversal, right? Then, of course, you got Captain America at the bottom. I can do this all day. Steve Rogers, a.k.a. Captain America. So I tied this in with the Isochron Scepter, which was it was the book, the Soviet Red Book. I figured that was perfect, right? You got the Winter Soldier, Red Book, dramatic reversal. It fits. All right, Entomb. No flavor text there, but just a headstone with Cyclops there. We've got Court of Calling. That's the Destroyer and Thor there. Got Lightning Bolt. This is from the original. This is from the Secret Lair from Storm. Got Flawless Maneuver. It's from the Captain America Secret Lair. Galvanic Blast. That's from the Iron Man Secret Lair. Got Berserk. It's from the Wolverine Secret Lair. Got Secure the Waste from Black Panther. We've got Metamorphose, or Aurora Borealis. It's from the Storm Secret Lair. And then we've got Heroic Intervention from the Black Panther Secret Lair. All right, next up we got sorceries. All right, first up we've got Windfall. Figure that would be appropriate. Wheel of Fortune. Got Demonic Tutor. There's not the symbol there, but I did design this one, and I put, your powers are quaint. You must be popular with children. It's from Infinity War, where Ebony Maw is trying to like torture Doctor Strange for the Eye of Agamotto. We got Reanimate. Peer into the Abyss. Now this was actually AI created, so I created the image using AI, and I thought it was perfect. And Harmonize. This was also created with AI. Turned out really good. Enter the Infinite. I just pulled like a comic book image, and I thought this was great. You know, we had to have a Galactus in there. Okay, this one right here took some time, but it turned out way better. So that is Doctor Doom, you know, peering over the city, you know, from afar. It's Diabolic Tutor. Figured that was a appropriate text at the bottom. The wise always keep an ear open to the whispers of power. Cannot wait to see Doctor Doom and how RDJ does. Okay, Phoenix Force, Chandra's Ignition. So this was one that kind of already existed, and I just kind of tweaked it a little bit. Okay, next up we've got, these cards are sticking together. These foils are, they kind of grip to each other a little bit. Regrowth, so that's one of the secret cards for Storm. Nature's Lore, that's one of the secret cards for Black Panther. Jessica's Will is part of the Storm Secret Lair. Ice Storm, again, that's from the Storm Secret Lair. Okay, let's go through the creatures. These are going to be pretty kind of, well, not random, but There will be the original, like the Secret Layer versions, but instead of those, I actually changed the art. I went with somebody had already done a different artwork for those versions, and so you'll see them here. Okay, so first up we've got Snapcaster Mage. I designed this one, and I took an image for Billy Kaplan, aka Wiccan. So it is oh shoot. Dang, I can't remember her name now. Scarlet Witch. It's Scarlet Witch's son, one of the twins, Wiccan, and I just thought that was kind of perfect, Snapcaster Mage. So this one right here was one of the first ones I created, and I was really proud of how it turned out. So we've got Loki, God of Stories, Seedborn Muse. I took an image and I manipulated a few things, and I made it like this is what came out, and I was really happy with how it turned out. I know what kind of god I need to be for you, for all of us, Loki. So this was at the end of season 2 of Loki. There's some really cool stuff in there. So next up we've got Pilipala, Iron Legion drone. This was I think this was pulled from Age of Ultron, I believe. Yeah. There are no strings on me, Ultron. I added that for flavor text. I was like, that's perfect. Next up, we've got Hoarding Broodlord, the Chitauri Leviathans. I pulled this image from the comic books and all, and thought it was pretty cool. Next up is Grand Architect. No flavor text, but that's Tony sitting there working, and he's got that's Peter Parker, but it's like it seems like it's the version of can't even think of his name now. The new Spider-Man that we have now, Tom Holland. So I thought that was really cool. Somebody had already kind of designed this, and I just tweaked it a little bit with the frame and stuff, so it turned out really good. All right, this one took a little bit. I don't know why I spent so much time on it, but I was really glad of how it turned out. So it's Elvish Mystic. I just said, you know what? I need a Kamar-Taj monk. So that's Kamar-Taj is where Doctor Strange is where he trains, and that's where that's where he's at. Attachment to the material is detachment from the spiritual. That's from Wong from Doctor Strange. Okay, so next up we've got Feather the Redeemer. I wanted to use Valkyrie, Harbinger of Justice. I figured that would be very appropriate. All right, this one right here, this card was already kind of done. I just tweaked it, slightly. Hela, Goddess of Death. I figured that was like great. I mean, that was perfect. All right, this one I had to use an AI for this one. So this is Azusa, Lost But Seeking. And so I just said, well, you know what? Gaia, which is, it's in the Marvel Universe. And so at the bottom I just said, speak, Imperial Lord of Asgard, and I shall advise. So there's a lot of play with the Asgardians and Odin. And I think in the comics, there, at some point, I think Gaia is like supposed to be Thor's like real mom or something. I don't know. I don't know too much about it, but I wanted to find someone like this was perfect. So I used AI to make an image, and it turned out great. All right, so we've got Academy Rector. So I said, you know what? This looks like it might be like the ancient one. So I went with that, and I think it turned out really good. All right. So here's another. This is RX Salvagers, and I said, you know what? We just need some shield. We need a shield agent in here, and I figured this would be perfect. Use that. I used an AI to create this image. All right, so we have the original. We have the 5 new Marvel characters. These are all artwork. So it's not the original Secret Layer art. I like this art a little bit better. And so I asked him, I said, do you want this art? He says, yeah, because he's already got the Secret Lair art. So why not get something that's like a little bit like little alter, right? All right, so first out, we've got Storm, Force of Nature. For me, there are no such things as limits. So it's pretty cool. All right, we got Black Panther. I think this version looks way better than the original. It's just like stands out, All right, then we got Captain America, First Avenger. Got Iron Man. This one right here is my favorite. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It's my second favorite. The next one's coming up is my favorite, and you'll see why. It's just this one does pop though. All right, then we got Wolverine, best there is. Look at that. He just ripped someone to shreds, and like he just complete animal. Love it, love it. All right. All right, so I haven't revealed the commander yet. I will do that at the end. But next up is the lands. So this will be a little bit quicker, but I'll try to brush through them pretty quick here for you. So, all right, so we do have some dual lands in here. We've got some shock lands. We've got some tri lands. We've got fetch lands. We've got some other stuff in here too. So we've got Underground Sea. I went with Nephilim. Or Niflheim, Realm of the Dead. So I tried to use the realms that were in like Asgard and stuff like that. Yeah, so we got Niflheim. Okay, we've got Kyber Island, which is Volcanic Island. So this island is off the coast of Wakanda. So I was trying to include some like obscure things that I thought would fit for because the lands was pretty hard to come up with. Like, where am I going to have all these things? Like, I got to have all these locations somehow. So anyway, Volcanic Island, this Kyber Island, perfect. All right, next up we've got Tropical Island. I just went with Storm, kind of like just hovering over Storm's defense. I figured that would be a good way to represent that. All right, so we've got Gulmira Cave, Urza's Cave. I thought that would be perfect. So Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps. Obadiah Stane. So that's from the first Iron Man. But this image was actually AI created, and it turned out great. I couldn't have asked for anything better. Like, except for just pulling a straight up shot from the movie itself. This turned out really good. Okay, but I want you to keep an eye on this one here. So its ability, so you can pay 3, sack it, search your library for a land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, and shuffle. Just keep an eye on that. I'm gonna point out another card. In fact, let me just go find that card real quick. I thought it was a really good representation of trying to like play on to like, some of the cards playing onto each other or playing off of each other. And so yeah, we'll pull this up here. So if you need to go and find you a specific land, like color pairing, and it happens to be like a swamp or a mountain, when you pay to do that, you're going to go find the Mark I crash site from the original Iron Man. So I figured that would be really cool. So we got Badlands there. So I thought that was a cool way to play off of each other. All right, we've got the Infinity Saga, which is Urza's Saga. Don't have to explain that very much there. Okay, we've got Verdant Catacombs. And who's that? That's Blade. Vigilant Hunting. Okay, then we've got Jotunheim, Realm of the Giants. That's Tundra. This was also AI created. Also, that image was AI created. And that image was AI created as well. A lot of these lands are going to be AI created. So I was really impressed with the... I used Gemini, which was, I think, through Amazon or Google. I can't remember. But I was really pleased with how they turned out. Okay, so Inspiring Vantage, Hawkeye's Sniper Spot. That's AI created. Okay, we got Marsh Flats. That's Man Thing's lair. Perfect. Okay, our first tri-land is Ketria Triome. It's Realm of Midgard. So that's basically Earth. It looks pretty earthy. Oh, and that was AI created. So a lot of these lands, like I said, they're going to be AI created. I'll just tell you right now. There's only a few that weren't, but okay. So we've got Flooded Strand, or the Shadow Realm. That's supposed to be Thor fighting Gore the God Killer. So then we've got Bloodstained Mire. This is the forgotten land of Shang-Chi's past. So his past, like, it was the land of the dragons. So it said, Bloodstained Mire. Let's put some dragon skeletons in there. All right. So we've got Arid Mesa, or Milnor Crash Site, New Mexico, and that is from the movie. That is from actually, I think it's the end credits scene of wait, no. This one's actually from the first Thor movie. Yeah. Okay, we've got the Bayou. And who's that? Gambit Sanctuary. All right, so we got Wakandan Skyscraper, Karn's Bastion. Now, this is from the Secret Lair. Next up is Inventor's Fair. This is also from the Secret Lair. We've got Windswept Heath, or Wind Dancer Destruction. I don't know too much about Wind Dancer from the comics, but she is in the Marvel Universe, and I figured, hey, let's do it. Figured she was the best way to represent Windswept Heath. All right, next up is Wooded Foothills, or Alfheim, Realm of the Elves. It's one of the 9 realms of Asgard there. Okay, so then we've got next triome is Zagoth Triome, Svartalfheim, Svartalfheim, the Dark Fairy Realm. So this was AI generated. Okay, and then we've got Taiga. We've got the half world of the Keystone Quadrant. So that's where Rocket Raccoon is actually from. He's from half world of the Keystone Quadrant. So I kind of went with I wanted to do something with Rocket, because I mean the closest thing we have to him as far as a magic card is probably Bellow, and I'm going to build a Bellow deck at some point. But anyway, yeah, this is AI generated as well. Okay, we got Stomping Ground. This was not AI generated. Someone had already kind of come up with this, but I thought this was like, I was like, yeah, this is brilliant. This is perfect. Thespian Stage of the Hyperion. So this is an image that was pulled from the it's one of the Disney Plus Marvel shows. And so all right, next up is we've got Savannah, and I was like, I know I have to do something with Wakanda. I figured this was perfect. Golden City of Wakanda. Then we've got Temple Garden, Stark Tower. That was AI generated. That was AI generated. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So next up is Shifting Woodland, Planet X. So Planet X is where Groot is actually from. So yeah, I had to do a lot of research on this stuff, but that was AI generated. All right, Scalding Tarn, or Tony Stark's workshop. So you can see his suit back here, and But yeah, I thought it was like, well, we got to go because that's the right colors and everything. So makes sense. Okay, Misty Rainforest. So that's Namor. Namor. So I said, you know what? Atlantean Defense Post, because he's wanting to keep his little town, his little city away from a bunch of us land walkers, right? So anyway. Okay, so we got another. We got a Rogran Triumph, or a Vanaheim, Realm of the Vanir. So this is where what's her name? It's Odin's wife, and then also Heimdall. They're both from here. So, all right, we're getting close. Almost through this thing. We got Scrubland, or The Void. That's pulled from Deadpool and Wolverine right there. Thought that was perfect. Then we've got Nidavellir, the Realm of the Dwarves. So I was like, hey, Marduk, let's do it. Savai Trio. Okay, Polluted Delta. Off to a Better Life. So Polluted Delta, I was thinking Mississippi. Like, who's from Mississippi? Rogues from Mississippi. All right, last land is Plateau, or Hulk's Long Jumping Journey. That's another AI created. Oh, and then this one right here was actually AI created as well. So if you've noticed, a lot of these AI created images, they are very different in style. Some of them look like anime style, some of them look realistic, some of them look very like fantasy. The possibilities are endless. Okay, now for the actual commander, it is Child of Alara, and we went with Thanos, the Mad Titan. So here is the commander. I thought it turned out really good, and it's a little hard to see at the bottom. I might need to change the text on this or something, but perfectly balanced, as all things should be, Thanos. But that is the deck. Hope you enjoyed.